This is Olaf, a baby with 0 in every stat, which means he is completely useless. But because of this comment, I'm turning him into a 100 stat god. There's just one twist. He's immortal. I thought that would make it easier, but if anything, it made it harder. Let's just say it requires stacking an absurd amount of modifiers. Olaf is a little boy in the middle of nowhere, or Iceland to be exact. He's our player character, our only player character for the entire game, so having a good childhood is crucial for success. This first step is very important. I'm hiring a tutor. With a tutor set to educate children, I'll get a few extra base stat points that I'll absolutely need. This might be a surprise, but I'm going with a martial education. I'll need to be a great warrior, and martial is one of the harder skills to reach 100 on. As a Norseman, my main troop will be Varangian veterans, also known as the best kind of troop. I'll be in Iceland until I come of age, so I might as well plan to take the whole island. I can't declare war, so I'll raid. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. That was dumb, but doesn't matter. At least now I know I can't win the war cry yet. Then why am I declaring war? You see, I'm using the professional strategy of calling in an ally. With an ally, it was easy to win. Okay, let's just fast forward and skip this part. No one wants to see me twiddling my thumbs in Iceland. They're here to see crazy shenanigans I'm known for. For my first trait, I've lucked out on Brave. It gives martial and doesn't decrease any stat. Getting good traits is essential and completely luck-based. I won't be able to change these once they are set. My next trait is Calm, which again only increases stats. Doesn't really fit well with Brave, and I don't exactly like the trait, but it's what we've happened to land on. Okay, and for my last trait, I have the option between Zealous and Sadistic. Sadistic would give us Intrigue and Prowess, while Zealous would give us Martial. I plan to change religions fairly frequently, so I don't think Zealous would be the right choice here. While Sadistic is a sin in many phase, I think it's the right thing to go for. Sadistic is secretly a wonderful trait that lets you commit atrocities to benefit yourself. I somehow lucked into the Strong trait, giving us some bonus prowess. I've come of age and obtained the level 4 education trait. This is great, but wasn't required thanks to universities. I also lucked into Aggressive Attacker, arguably the best general perk. It was then at 18 years of age, the gods would bless Jarl Olaf of Iceland with the gift, or the curse, of immortality. And what that means is that I went into debug mode for a second to give my character the trait. Well, looks like we're gonna live forever now. My first action will be to become an adventurer, and your first action should be to subscribe to the channel. Most people aren't subscribed, but subscribing helps out the channel by making this number bigger. After subscribing, you should check out the Discord server. I'll be hosting an event on March 1st where we play in the Game of Thrones world. I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let's go adventure. I'm leaving my home of Iceland forever. There are a few things I need to do as an adventurer to get permanent buffs for both stats and setup. I'm gonna go with swords for hire, so basically I'm going around building up an army. Our end goal as an adventurer will be to become a great conqueror. There's a lot of requirements, so it won't be something we get right away, and before we get that, I'll want to get some of these other traits or buffs that give either skill points or permanent bonuses. As an adventurer, the main thing to do is contracts, some of which function like intrigue schemes. There's 5 slots for members of your group, and you wait to receive keys and have the success chance go up. 65% chance to get flexible leader? Sign me up. Nice, we got it. Traits like this are amazing. They're gonna last forever after all. Now back to schemes. Once you get at least 5 keys, you can attempt whatever the scheme has you do. And if you succeed like I just did, you get some money and provisions. Provisions are used to travel. It's just food. To get new members in your group, you can visit the locals and potentially hire some of them. In the bar, there's this decision to listen to a story, which has a low chance to give you a bonus to a random stat. A really low chance, but every stat point you get in places like this is huge. Again, they last forever. As an adventurer, there are a few traits I'll be investing time into getting, like this one, the Traveler perk. Another trait is Hostile Looter, which has a bunch of different pathways that you level up from grand tournaments like this one. Each one gives you various skills per level. Oh hey, I won the wrestling contest. I'm going with a martial lifestyle for the beginning part of this game, which will give us skill points and plenty of bonuses to our military. Hey, another commander perk. We're up to 3 of those already, which for any normal character would be the most you're gonna get. When we complete contracts for important people, we can also ask them for things. So I'll be asking for men-at-arms. I mean, it's just free troops. With those troops, we can finally accept mercenary contracts. They usually pay pretty well, but the real reason to take them is to fight battles and get some prestige. I can't exactly start any battles and make it out alive with just 100 men, so I'll be running away for now. I've been doing contracts in Britannia. Now let's head to Scandinavia. I want to get Varangian veterans, which I can't do anywhere else since they are locked behind the Norse culture. I'll pay for all of them myself if I have to, but I'd much rather be given them for completing contracts. Well, we just got 1 stack of armored footmen and a stack of huscarls. Not what I was hoping for, but not too shabby. Being strong is so funny. My traveling companions are like, oh no, our wheel just broke, what are we gonna do? And I'm just like, don't worry, I got this, as I pick up the entire wagon. My headcanon is that I single-handedly carry the wagon the rest of the way. Who knew getting stressed was so effective? We just acquired the athletic perk. Okay, why does this actually make sense though? Olaf here is now depressed, which tracks with being immortal. I mean, it doesn't usually happen so young, but I guess this is what happens when you suddenly stop aging with your peers. The thing about adventurer men-at-arms that you have to be careful of is that they don't replenish automatically. Instead, you have to use food or money to do it. This does mean if you lose a battle and a bunch of guys die, you can't get new ones until after the war. I kinda like the adventurer's life though. If I lose a war, these suckers pay me anyways. This is pretty interesting. These guys want me to quit fighting in the war in exchange for some land. I'm gonna say no, as that's not what I want to do right now, but I appreciate how much they respect me. Hey, I landed the 50-50 to get the gardener trait. That's +2 stewardship. After a hunt, we also have the hunter perk. That's one that needs to be leveled up before it's useful though. In the early game, it's so much easier to increase your stats as an adventurer. There's just so many events, like this one, to pay someone to teach us, increasing our prowess. Oh, and I'm in France now. We're only 2 contracts away, but also a level of fame from getting Champion Errant, a great military perk. And in the meantime, I'm upgrading my men-at-arms with all my extra money, as I want to do more war-related contracts. Oh no, I was fighting in Spain when I got captured, because the guy who hired me lost the war. Like prison could hold me. We're now a herbalist, so there's a few more skill points. From now on, I'll be making most of my money from these stand with us contracts, which have you help in wars, such as rebellions for a profit, and for the prestige from winning battles. Actually, I don't even care about money all that much anymore. I just need prestige. What's more prestigious to a Viking than doing contracts in Rome? I'm not sure. Oh sick, this trade is huge. Aspiring Blade Master will be the source of a lot of prowess. I can level that up doing duels and stuff. When we're traveling, which is most of the time, there's a chance I catch someone committing murder, and luckily for me, it boosts my intrigue stat by 2 permanently. It updates my base intrigue stat, which is probably the best it could do. I want this to happen as much as possible while I'm an adventurer, since this will be way less common when I get landed. I could technically become a criminal to get intrigue and diplomacy points, but it wouldn't be worth all the disadvantages and would block some other traits I want to get. I love sappers, it gives your troops a little bit of siege progress. As a Nord, I don't have the tech for onagers, so anything that helps us take castles is super useful. I've been neglecting the potential of concubines, but I'll finally take some to have more kids. Obviously, I don't need an heir, but more kids means more alliances, more renown, more people in my court, stuff like that. One thing that's consistent is that artifacts help improve certain skills. In this case, a great weapon like this mace improves prowess. I'm getting pretty tired of being an adventurer, so I'm thinking about settling down. I'll move closer to where I want to go, but I still need that prestige. Speaking of that, I finally reached Exalted Among Men and can become the Champion of the Swan for more knights and knight effectiveness that scales with prowess. And I plan to max out my prowess, so that's super good. Side note, I have 5 commander traits now. On top of that, I'm now a poet, another trait. This one gives extra diplomacy. I can send poems to level it up and get even more diplomacy. To become a conqueror, I need to reach level 5 fame and a few other things, but I can do those easily. I would also like to complete this decision, which requires us to do 18 more contracts. Is this guy seriously wanting to fight me in a duel to the death? You do realize I have 66 prowess, right? I'm getting close to being landed, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to university. Hey, nice, our education was upgraded, so now we get +10 martial and +3 stewardship. I fully completed the martial lifestyle tree, and with that, I'll move over to the stewardship lifestyle. I was walking around in the Abbasid Caliphate, and I've randomly gotten this decision to convert to Mashriki, and I think I'm gonna go for it. Before I do so, I'm making sure I have as many veterans as I can, as I won't be able to create new regiments after this. On top of that, I can get onagers, so I'll be able to take castles now. I've completed those 50 contracts to complete the Legacy of Skald. I'm fighting the Byzantines in the name of one of their rebelling vassals. This will be a good test since I plan to invade them soon. Damn, I don't have enough troops to siege Constantinople. I'm absolutely crushing in battles though. I haven't even maxed up my troops yet, which I'm doing now. Yeah, I think we're ready. When I take this decision, I will immediately begin a war over the theme of Thrace, the capital of the Byzantine Empire. And once I win, I'll get the Conqueror trait. The Byzantines are in a massive civil war, so I don't think I need to worry about even fighting the enemy army. Oh, never mind, they're right here. Oh, I just killed all their troops. Yep, a boy from Iceland just took over the greatest city in the West. And now we're losing 120 gold per month. We've been turned into an administrative, which reduces our personal military size. Since I'm in this position, I might as well convert to Orthodox. I needed to do that for this building to work anyways. It gives 10 intrigue, so that's neat. I really need control in our county so I don't lose all my money, because I'm making 0 gold of revenue right now. Yeah, so I just played a month and then randomly my nation swapped to feudal instead of administrative. So yeah, I'm all good now, I guess. You know, I'll take what I can get. I'm just glad I'm not losing over 50 gold per month now. Well, let's get some more perks. To get Paragon, I need to convince the Patriarch to love me by sending him money and getting to know him. Okay, well, isn't this weird? I have so many perks, it looks like it stopped displaying them. So after 22 perks, the game just gives up? Seriously? You know the best part about the Pope liking you? He was down to give me a claim on the Byzantine Empire. I know, crazy, right? Well, let's take the Byzantine Empire. My beautiful Viking army decimating the Greeks. Yeah, an Orthodox Mashriki leading Vikings into battle to defeat the Greeks. It just makes sense. Now the plan is to re-establish the Theodosian borders and then restore the Roman Empire. Both will give us permanent buffs. To restore said borders, we need to take this whole Eastern Roman Empire region. Orthodox is a great religion for this challenge, as it has multiple holy sites that give bonuses to the stats. I'll switch to other stuff later when I need to, but then I'll probably end up switching back. It's crazy to think that I'll be able to get my stats from these, which are already good, all the way up to 100. We're back to being administrative since the Byzantine Empire is, well, administrative. Troops in a realm like this are split up between titles, so I just need to move some of my troops to the titles so they use our title treasury. Yeah, that's right, money is split up between personal and title funds. I have the Viking warriors, so I just need my title to have siege units. The special Byzantine troops are great. They do damage while also helping with sieges. I have enough renown for my first dynasty legacy, and there's one easy choice. I want graceful aging, which increases skills with age, so I need to go down the kin tree. When going for stats, you need to hold coronations for two purposes. Strong artifacts, like the spear, and for oaths, which I'll get to in a second. Right now, I can become a paragon. Now back to the oaths. We have all these oaths here, and when completed, they give you a small permanent stat boost. I won't be able to hold many coronations in my life, but every point counts. Well, that was certainly fast. We can get the second tier of kin. I completely forgot to marry off my family members. I want a huge dynasty for the renown, so I need to have babies. I think me turning the Byzantine Empire into an Arabic-speaking country has had a sort of domino effect where all the other nations are converting too. Another event that will save us is the Monument Expedition. It has you travel to an important place to get 1 or 2 perk points. I want to do as many of these trips as possible, but it costs a boatload of money. Well, I only got 1 point, but like I keep saying, every point counts. This event has a cooldown of a few years, so it's not like we can just spam it constantly. I was promoting cultural acceptance between the Greek culture and Mashriki so I could form a hybrid culture, and now that we've reached 40% acceptance, it's time. I'm going with the Arabic heritage and language, while using the Greek's bureaucratic, as it's kind of the best ethos. The traditions don't matter that much, but important things to note is I'm adding the Greek tradition that adds the Greek troops. I'm keeping philosopher culture for +5 learning. When it says learning per level of fame or level of devotion, just think of that as a +5 boost, as that's the max for those. Oh, and I'm keeping religious patronage for the potential renown from temples. We'll get a few innovations and control over our own culture as the biggest benefit. Since I control the culture, now I can add the by the sword tradition. The perk stuff doesn't matter right now since it has a net value of 0. The important part comes where it'll let us declare infinite, kingdom-sized holy wars. That's how I'm gonna get the land for the Roman Empire. I can also research whatever I want now, so I'll try to get chronicle writing to press multiple claims at once. I completed my oath, so now I get a +1 stewardship and a decrease in holding construction cost and time. For life, by the way. Okay, I might not have infinite holy wars until the tradition comes into effect, but I might as well use the one I have now. I'm gonna take Egypt from the Arabian Empire. Alexandria reconquered. Hopefully I can complete Justinian's dream and bring back the Roman Empire. Isn't it kind of funny that I'm forming the Roman Empire as a side quest? Just wait until I leave Rome behind to form India later. Unfortunately, the Arabian Empire controls all this land we need, which we can't go for yet due to the truce we have. I can go for the other parts we need for Rome, like Northern Africa, using this guy's war goal. Basically, I took over the kingdom for him, and in exchange, he swears fealty to us. I'm upgrading my domain when I can, but I'm kind of just skipping over stuff like this since I do it in every video. But I just thought I'd mention it so you know where the money is coming from. I hold all these cities directly as that's one of the perks of an administrative realm. Legends give you a few perk points when you're promoting them, but the buff goes away once they're completed. I'll still be starting a heroic legend. It'll give us some great things once we max it out. I could spend money to spread it quicker, but man, is it expensive. I think I'm okay with it taking its time. To take kingdoms as an emperor, find someone with a claim on the title, bribe them to join your court, and then force them to convert to your religion, and then finally you can take over the land with them as your war goal. And just like that, we have the Kingdom of Mesopotamia. I talked about increasing the speed of our legend, but yeah, no, it spread to over 300 counties in just 5 years. I didn't have to be patient at all. We unlock this decision to abandon our realm and travel somewhere else. Foreshadowing. And we have this, demand local submission. For 15 years, I can declare war on anyone of a lower rank than me, so king or lower, and take over their entire nation. Obviously, I'm going to use this effect on the Pope first. I need all these different locations to form Rome, so I'll just conquer them one by one. After a few years, the map is looking like this. The only land I need for Rome is in the Arabian Empire now. I started getting the scholar tree a little bit ago, and once I get sanctioned loopholes, I'll be able to buy claims for the land we need. One of those places is Antioch, which I have reconquered. I'm really just waiting for truces now. I can't use swear fealty on the Arabians as is an empire with just the same rank as us, so I'll use it while I can in Persia. Aw man, we're in for a bit of a civil war. Yeah, let's get this over with. Oh, okay, my bad, it just ended randomly. In terms of techs, I just unlocked manorialism, so I can upgrade all my buildings further. I probably don't really need the upgrade right now, but why not? I should have just gone for chronicle writing like I was originally doing, but instead I switched it to manorialism. At this point, I could just restore the Roman Empire, but I want to reinstate the Theodosian borders first. It'll give us monthly influence and a bunch of renown. I just need a little more of the Arabian Empire, which I'll be able to get as soon as chronicle writing is completed. I'll go through the remaining land and use piety to purchase claims on everything we need. And now that I have chronicle writing, I can go for it all at once. With the war won, easily by the way, I don't think there's anyone, but maybe some nomads who could stop our army at this point. But anyways, we should be able to do all the Rome stuff. Let me go ahead and restore the borders. Now the de jure title is all of this biz. It's a really big empire. And we're the Augustus. The renown is letting us get graceful aging, which is great. And by great, I mean it's needed, but it's only okay to be honest. It says it gives perk with age, right? Well, let's just say it's only 1 skill point per 5 years, so not exactly a fast process. Well, let's restore the Roman Empire. I could convert to Hellenism, but that would ruin the whole Orthodox holy sites being the best thing, so I'll pass on that. I'm just gonna hold a few events, like this coronation for reasons I've already mentioned, and then I'll be packing my bags. So, where should we go? I'm going to pick a place in India. How about a kingdom in the south? So I keep my titles during the war, but once I win, my family will move with me to the new place and leave our old titles behind to random people. Okay, this decision sucks. You really should be allowed to pick who you leave behind. It's actually kind of dumb you can't do that. It would be so much fun moving from empire to empire, leaving family members behind to get your dynasty to control the world. But nope, that's too much to ask for. That's okay, it is what it is, and we're now in India. Ah crap, I'm losing all my money again. To fix this, I want to go back to feudal, or well clan, that would work too. But I need absolute autocracy. Well, looks like we need to work some more to become Chakravarti, or the God King of India. For some reason it put our capital in the Maldives, like what's the game doing that for? Our title units were destroyed, so I need to go in here and get some new siege units. With those siege units, I'll be taking Sri Lanka. There's a great money making building here. Love me a mine. It seems like I started from scratch, but I really didn't. We should be able to take over all this land pretty quickly. Oh my god, I just won a war for someone else's claim and they're still independent. I was so used to being an emperor that I totally forgot I'm only a king now. I'm using my once per lifetime action to move my realm capital away from the Maldives. I love those islands and all, but I also like making money. The empire was made up of a bunch of kingdoms, so it was real easy to conquer, and now we control the Deccan Empire. Since we're going to be forming India, I might as well convert to the Hindu faith Shaivism for the time being. Okay, great. Creating the empire decided to remove our capital and move it. Fantastic! I can't give away the land to 1 or 2 vassals as an administrative makes you give each title separately, which means I'm gonna have to hand out tons of titles one at a time. Great, right? At least in our capital. Wait, no, it's not even our capital anymore. Well, anyways, we have this building that'll give us +5 stewardship. To form India, I need to get those 2 other empires in the north, which may be hard, but like not too hard, you know? There's our second empire title created. I still need to go back and get all the land within the title, but that's a good start. I just gotta keep taking more land. Okay, I'm finally gonna do it. I'm gonna give out all the extra titles. Okay, never mind. I don't have it in me to do all the titles individually. Basically, because my capital is in this kingdom, I can't give out said kingdom title. I'm not sure what dynasty legacy to go for next. I'll just go down the law branch, that's always good. I just got all the stewardship perks on top of all of our martial perks. I've decided to go down the intrigue tree next. It would be fun to murder more people, which I'm gonna do right now. I had to do this murdered into truce early, and obviously that's worth it. Imagine this guy coming into your land with some Viking warriors and Greek siege units. Yeah, it's not pretty. For them, it's great for me. After all this time and traveling to all kinds of monuments, I'm up to around 40 to 50 for every single stat. Except prowess, I'm way ahead of where I need to be on that. Wait, what? Why am I losing money? I don't know. I'll just ignore it and hope it fixes itself. Oh yeah, so why am I forming India, you may ask? Chakravarti gives some stats. And you know, why not? I'm immortal, I might as well do all the cool things. I can't ignore the money issue anymore. I'll change our budget to lower the money I'm sending my vassals. Yeah, okay, that boosted my money way higher than it should have. To be honest, I'm not completely sure how taxation and administrative works. All I know is that every time I update my budget, even if I keep the same budget, the amount of money I'm making changes. I wonder how Rome's doing. Wait, seriously? They lost Constantinople? It hasn't even been that long. And for whatever reason, the Emperor of Rome is literally the Pope. What is happening in the Mediterranean? That's crazy. When traveling to monuments, I've created the perfect plan. Make haste travel option to go faster, the cost of safety, and then hire mercenary guards to make up for that loss of safety. It makes these trips much quicker. I want to form a hybrid culture with an Indian culture since I'm no longer a culture head, so I'm promoting cultural acceptance. Hey, there we go. After many years, I've gotten our control up to absolute autocracy law. It's kind of funny because I only did that to get rid of said autocracy and convert to a clan realm. In the short term, this will make conquering easier while providing us with more money. I'll be converting back to administrative later though. In our situation, clan is basically a feudal realm, except we have these tax collectors to a point. Oh, that map is ugly. For these remaining counties in the north, I'm gonna have to go to war with some nomads, and nomads can pack a punch, so it'll be the first real test of our military. Well, not yet, we're just invading one little guy, but I will have to go to war with the big nomadic nation afterwards. The Karakanids, huh? I'm sure I can beat them. The borders are kinda weird, so I'll just buy claims. Let's do this. Obviously I can win if I spent all my money on mercenaries, but I want to try to win without doing that. Yeah, I just won without having to fight the enemy, so I have no clue if we would have won the battle. Guess who controls all of India now? Wait, what am I missing? I'm just missing like 1 or 2 more counties up here. Okay, now I control all of India. Olaf has united the center of the world and is the rightful ruler of its entirety. +2 diplomacy, +1 martial, and +2 learning. Seems small, but every bit counts. And it was fun. I also get to hold a new coronation. I wish I could see all our traits. I'm kind of going at it blind at this point. Now that we're India, I'll create that hybrid culture. None of the traditions matter, but we now have elephants! Man, elephants are so cool. They have massive disadvantages in some terrain, but they're too cool not to get. Huh, I could become Mandala to become a literal god king. But unfortunately, I don't think that'll be the right choice, as it'll limit our domain holding slots, and I want to be able to hold at least 20 special buildings. Yes, that's real, that'll be a future step. It would help us get a higher devotion level, but I think my current plan will work better. Each feudal or clan character gets 1 subjugate war goal per lifetime, and what better use than to take over China? I just have to go for it. I want to be the son of heaven and get the benefits from that. I have myself an army of Vikings, Greek cavalry, and elephants sailing down the Yellow River. After a quick war, I now control the hegemony of China. I have the option to adopt a centralized bureaucracy once again, which I will do later but not yet. More important than that is the dynastic cycle. It controls basically everything in China. We're currently in the conquest era, which is what I want, so that's like really good. And thanks to the conquest era, we have the forced vassalization war goal to easily take over the entirety of any nation in the world. Aw man, the Forbidden City building doesn't work in your realm if your capital isn't near. Well, I know what to do if I ever need 5 more diplomacy. After holding a coronation, I started looking at the different Muslim and Christian faiths to make sure I know the best one to convert to for this challenge. I mean, I was pretty sure it was going to be Orthodox, but I wanted to double check. It's time to go back to the west, and my first action will be to take over the entire Arabian Empire in one war. I doubt they miss me over here. In the intrigue lifestyle, the torturer tree actually has a couple good perks for stats. Thriving in chaos makes stress useful, and dark insights can get us 5 intrigue points. Okay, now that we're back in the west, I actually want to adopt a centralized bureaucracy. I don't need the feudal/clan war goals anymore since I have the Chinese ones, and there's some nice stat boosts hidden in administrative governments. I just need all powerful vassals to like me. I have exactly 1 powerful vassal, and he hates me.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Now that he's dead, I have no powerful vassals. I get to choose between administrative and celestial. Celestial is probably better for regular games, but there's an insane hidden stat boost with an administrative that I want. Man, my realm switches government types so often. Once again, I have to reorganize my army, but it's actually fine this time as we have many more military slots from the new techs. The first special building I want is within Constantinople, the one that gives 10 intrigue. My military strategy would be to get as many siege units as possible to take over land as quickly as possible. Not important right this second, but I just completed a maxed out heroic legend once again, so I have the decision to demand local submission for unlimited war goals for 15 years. Again, not sure if I'll need it now that I'm the son of heaven, but we'll see. We've won the war, but I can't take the title for myself since we have a truce. The best way to end a truce is murder. Hopefully he accepts it. He did not. At least only 1 other vassal joined the rebellion. Okay, I've gotten our first important special building. Now for it to work, I need Constantinople to be a holy site of mine, so I'll be converting back to Orthodox. Orthodox also gives +5 learning and +5 martial from the holy sites. I mean, +10 intrigue is just too good to pass up on. Hey, you know what? We should create our own religion. When you create a new religion, it keeps the same holy sites as whatever you created it from. I want armed pilgrimages since the game is called Crusader Kings and we've yet to do any crusades. Now I'm adding exaltation of pain. It makes sadistic a virtue, and as you know, we're pretty sadistic. And obviously as my third tenet, I'm adding ritual cannibalism. We don't quite have enough piety to create the religion of my dreams. Well, nightmares. I just unlocked Dark Insights, which is the last intrigue trait I absolutely need, so I will switch to a learning lifestyle to get the profit trait to reduce the cost of creating a religion by a huge 50%. We can make this quicker by putting the right core artifacts to increase lifestyle experience. Now back to the special buildings. I'll be getting the best ones first and then get the ones that aren't as good after until we get all we can. In Cairo, the university gives +5 diplomacy and +5 learning, so I want that. While we go for that, I also want to level up the governor trait. The trait gives a bunch of skill points. To level it up, all I have to do is do these mentor schemes. They're real easy and just take a few months to complete, but after each one we get experience. We can even do 3 of these schemes at once. Oh, and when I get the land, I'm doing my strategy of murder to get rid of the truce so I can take the title quicker. I got the profit perk so I can create the new religion. Yeah, I think the Satanist symbol works best for this. I'm not proud of what I've created here, but like, come on. For an immortal guy, it kinda makes sense.
Think, Mark!
Now that we have Cairo, what's next? The way I'm finding these buildings is more than just looking at literally every single building on the map, but instead I'm using the wiki page on special buildings where you can see everything they do. The University of Sankor in Mali gives +5 martial and +5 learning. We can use this opportunity to call it crusade. Should be fun. Can you imagine having a crusade called on your tribal land in Africa? Like, I would freak out. Winning this crusade might give us a crusader perk, not that I'll be able to see it. I'm not sure if I get it since I called the crusade. Generic universities require 30 development to be built, but luckily, the special ones don't have the same requirements, so I can go ahead and build it right away. There's another great university for +5 intrigue and +5 learning, right here in Siena. Oh yeah, you might have guessed by now, but learning is definitely the easiest stat to reach 100 on. The land is controlled by the Roman Empire, and since I don't border the Kingdom of Italy, I can't go for it. I'll just take a bordering county first then. The Romans suck, so I'll win this easily. I put you into this world, I can take you out of it. Once the University of Siena finishes constructing, I think it would be safe to say that we are in a really good place. I mean, I still have 15 more special buildings to take, but yeah. All my stats are officially above 50, and it looks like we'll need to focus on diplomacy and stewardship. To get a few points of intrigue, I'm torturing prisoners for that bonus that goes up to 5. For diplomacy, there's a bunch of perks in the lifestyle that'll give the diplomacy skill. It's time to switch out our learning books for diplomacy books. The Nalanda University will give us +5 stewardship, and again, +5 learning. I already own it, so I just need to take it for myself. Basically, I'm going for every building that gives multiple stats. I think I should run out of those soon. The new Lamu trade ports in Swahili will give us +5 diplomacy and +5 stewardship. The land isn't owned by a direct vassal, so I need to ask my vassal to give me his vassal, which I can't do since I changed my government type. It reset me to decentralized bureaucracy. For some reason, the cooldown is carried over from my feudal government. I'll just have to wait to get that county. Some buildings give great buffs like this temple, but we can't make use of them as they have requirements, such as being seen as a holy site. The Imperial Palace gives +5 stewardship and doesn't have any requirements. I've traveled so much that I've gotten all the Voyager perks, including the last one for +2 stewardship. Indonesia has a great building here. I'm buying a claim and going to war for just that said county as I don't really need the other land. There we go, +5 martial. Since we control China, we have access to the Strengthened Capital project, which when completed will give us the Forbidden City building for +5 diplomacy. Guys, I'm such a fool. I took over the Kingdom of England because I thought it added a new court position that gives diplomacy. Well, that was a waste. Sorry, England. It's been long enough and I can now retract vassals, so I'm gonna get a hold of the port. It was actually a vassal of my vassal of my vassal. It's starting to become Inception. These buildings have gotten us up to this, about 70 in every stat. What I need to really boost their numbers is the cultural tradition, marital ceremonies, as it boosts skills from your spouse by 25%. That'll be finished in a nice 15 years. Do you remember when I mentioned a secret advantage of administrative? The Eternal City Dynasty Legacy. It adds the Cabinet of Curiosities building, which at max level gives you 10 stewardship points. But unfortunately I need like way more renown. To get renown, I need to have more members of my family in positions of power. I'll take over kingdoms of Holy Wars, then give the kingdom over to one of my many dynasty members. I took over Burgundy, Aquitaine, and France all at the same time. Now it can grant independence to the kingdoms. Every king-sized ruler from our dynasty gives us 1 renown per month. And that's as a base. We have a bunch of percent modifiers, so it's closer to 2 renown per month per king. I thought diplomacy would be one of the harder skills, but actually the diplomat tree gives so many diplomacy bonuses that it's kind of easy. There are a few good buildings in Iberia, but I don't have a good war goal, so I'm finally going to use my demand local submission decision. Come here, Iberia, I want you. This building will give 5 diplomacy. I can't construct it here without hoardings, so I'll have to convert the local culture. Damn, it'll take 9 years. This county's the same, except plus 5 martial instead of diplomacy. Oh, I totally forgot to do this after converting religions. I need to make sure the holy sites are owned by someone of our religion so we get the effects. I can just take the land and give it to new people of our religion, not the other religions. Now that the holy sites are active, I'm all the way up to 90 learning, and our lowest stat of diplomacy is at 71. I'll just have to keep finding new buildings and getting experience, although I feel like I'm going to run out real soon. Even Paris has a building that'll give us plus 5 in a stat. Plain of Jars, taking this will give us plus 5 intrigue. I can't believe this guy is rebelling. Doesn't he know who I am? I gotta say, I sure own a lot of stuff. I hold 21 counties directly. High stewardship is awesome. I'm realizing that I haven't done enough feats and hunts. There's still perks to be had from leveling up the traits associated with them. Cool, Japan's Daizaifu office gives plus 5 diplomacy. I guess I'll take that. The Dignitas perk gives us plus 5 diplomacy as well. For the hunting trait, I wanted to do falconry, as the max level gives us 2 stewardship. Paris won't be useful until we get windmills. I think we need to give that maybe 15 to 20 years. Have I mentioned that I'm rich? It's kind of like the joke. If you're immortal and not rich, you're doing something wrong. I'm real close to achieving the goal of 100 in every stat, but these last points may be the hardest to get. I definitely need to get Eternal City if I'm going to have a chance to do it, so I need renown. Abusing religious patronage will likely be our best bet. Let's see, because we are making a lot of renown per month, but I'm not the biggest fan of waiting. I can obviously get that number up by continuing to take kingdoms from my family members, so I will be doing that, but I need to do more. It's time to use my main renown gain strategy, building as many temples as possible. Every single open holding slot in my domain will be used to construct a temple. I can build a bunch of temples outside my domain in my vassal's land, but as I would learn later, that doesn't grant any renown. Those temples did get us up to the 3rd level of bureaucracy, so we just need 1 more tier. And now that our martial ceremonies tradition is integrated, I should be all but at 100 in each stat. Because all our temples finished building, I can now upgrade them to get even more renown. Okay, yeah, look at that. Only 2 of our stats are not above 90. Our hunting is working, and I just added a couple points. It's fun to know we directly control land all across the map with all the important buildings of history. We got hoarding, so I'm getting the special Iberia buildings. Hey, we've done it! Eternal City is unlocked at last! The Cabinet of Curiosities. Plus 10 stewardship and learning at max level. That max level won't take too long to get, so we should be good. Once I do, that stewardship will jump up by 10, so I think I only need to worry about diplomacy, martial, and intrigue. Actually, once the Iberia special building finishes, diplomacy will be maxed. And I can get 5 martial from this other building in Iberia. There's some legendary book artifacts that give plus 3 diplomacy and plus 3 of another stat, so I can use those to fill the holes we have. Based on that, I'm swapping to the Skullduggery focus for the plus 3 intrigue, since that stat is lagging behind. Interestingly, the Cabinet of Curiosities requires us to basically sacrifice artifacts to level it up. After all my conquests, I have plenty of artifacts for this. The Pope tried calling a crusade on some land I own, and I'm just sitting in Rome killing all the crusaders as they come here to prepare for the war. Whoa, man, are we close to 100 in each stat. 1 more cabinet upgrade will get us 5 more stewardship. I only need a couple more points, so these monument expeditions are super useful and will eventually get us to the end. Yeah, look at that. I need a total of 5 more skill points. I don't want to just sit around waiting, so I looked at the special building wiki page to find any buildings that give stat points at all. Like here's one intrigue we could use. Oh my god, I only need 1 more stewardship to complete our challenge. I looked so hard, but there's not a single building that could help us here. I just need to wait to do another expedition. My legend is increasing our martial, so I can't switch that for the boost. Of course, I got the extra stewardship point, but all my stats decided to decrease a little bit from some unknown effect. I don't even know what's happening anymore, but we're back to 100 everything except for stewardship. A crown that gives stewardship while stressed, that's perfect. Come on, stress me out, game. Yes, my daughter died. That's stress. Oh, we're so close. This will do it. Yes, we've done it. 100 diplomacy, 100 martial, 100 stewardship, 100 intrigue, 100 learning, and 100 prowess. For a while there, I thought this challenge might take us 500 years, but I was able to find enough traits and buffs throughout the world. The whole time my character was depressed too. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.